Hello friends, this is Junkman Treasures coming to you again with some treasures that I found. I love cameras, especially vintage cameras, and I have a good collection of them in many different forms. But this one I found very intriguing. One, it kind of harkens back to some cameras that we had when I was growing up, but also seeing a camera that is in this format that I had never seen before and seemed more like a higher end for this kind of film format that I never realized was there. And I don't think it lasted very long. I don't think they even make film for these anymore, but I will be checking that out. But what we have here are two cameras. One is this Kodak right here, and I'll open that one up in a bit. And then we have this Minolta. So the format is 110. And if you've never seen that before, this is what the film looks like. It's a little cartridge that you just stick in. Not very big, but I think it was fairly inexpensive as far as film goes back in the day. Let's take a look at this Minolta first right now. It has a boot right here, so you could probably add a flash onto the top there. Some settings on there. Doesn't seem to want to move. But we have a zoom lens on here. This used to have a little bit more of a rubberized cover on here, not cover, but shield. It stuck out a little bit more, but it was tearing off, so I took it off, unfortunately. But yeah, here's our lens. What does it say? It says zoom, Rockcore macro. Nice and smooth. That'll zoom out a little bit. I imagine there might have been attachments that you could get for this as well. And some adjustments here. That's probably a sensor of some kind, if you can see that. Don't exactly know what it does, but it's interesting to say the least. Got your film counter right there, how many frames you have left. There's a lock button and an on button, so I think so you don't accidentally take pictures. Okay, this opens up and there's a little battery compartment here that has two button cell batteries that go in here for the power. It's got a little bit of battery acid in there that I need to clean out, but I took the batteries out. You can have a strap on this side, or you can have a strap on this side. And it also has the option to be able to attach a foot or a boot to it, so you can put it on a tripod, which is kind of nice. And then you of course have your viewfinder that you can look through there. There is some film in here, 20 exposures. Let's go ahead and open that up. There's a button right here that opens it up. This whole thing comes down. There we go. And there's the inside. Kodachrome 64, and this one was Kodacolor 2. So I imagine that this one that's in here is better. Oh, it says for color slides, so that tells you something maybe about the use of this camera and what it was for. But this is just, it's one of my more interesting ones because I've never seen one like this before. I've seen all the standard, 35 millimeter. They're all pretty much the same. They look very similar, but I've never seen one like this for the 110. So there's that. And of course, Minolta is a cool brand, I think. Right. Now let's look at this Kodak. So this is Tele-1. And it obviously has kind of a protective case here. You go here, push that down, and this opens up. So you have this so you can hold it while you're taking a picture. It's an extra grip. You can also take it off though. So in this case, I'm going to. So here's what it looks like. The Kodak Tele-Ektra Camera 1. You can put a flash in here. Not sure what that is for. You have your button here to take your pictures. And then this one is interesting because you have a switch in here. I'm going to turn it around so you can read it. It says norm, and then you switch it over and it says tele. So let's look at the front here. It's a dual lens. So this one is a little special too. Most of them just had a mono lens, but this one you can switch between normal and telephoto. So you have your viewfinder right here. And then let's see, 22 millimeter to 4 millimeter dual lens camera. So you switch that over and you can see inside what this is going to look like. Oops, not that easy from there. And it switches to the telephoto lens. So that would be an interesting thing to be able to use. And get some interesting pictures out of that. So I'm going to try to, so there it goes back. I don't know how many different iterations there were of this. I know my sister had one like this. This was her main camera and she took lots of pictures. They're very pocketable, very light, easy to carry. Looks like you could put a strap in right there and then advance the film. Oh, it looks like this one still has some pictures available. So I would love to be able to look into being able to get these rolls of film developed. I've got 3 rolls here between the 2 cameras and this one that I have floating around. And if I can do that at some point, which I'm sure I can, certainly would be willing to share those here as well if it's something that is actually interesting. So anyway, there is your view of 2 of my camera treasures. The Minolta 110 Zoom SLR and the Kodak Tele-Ektra camera, which has a normal and zoom on it. I hope you enjoy these little bits of treasure that I have, and I hope to bring more to you sooner and quicker than I have for this one. But of course, time sometimes just gets away from you. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this little journey of sharing these wonderful treasures. And just want to say thank you, friends, and blessings on you.